Rounds of light heavyweight action on tap. Charles Foster of New Haven, Connecticut, taking on Nathan Millier of Nova Scotia, Canada. And despite the fact that Millier is from Canada, he has made New England his United States home, it seems. He fought here frequently in Connecticut at Mohegan Sun, at the Twin River Casino in Rhode Island, and tonight at the Plainridge Casino here in Massachusetts. It is Millier wearing the blue trunks and Charles Foster wearing the trunks of the Halloween theme, we'll call it. Charles Foster undefeated with a record of 12 wins, 0 losses, 7 wins by KO. Millier with a record of 9-1-1, 7 of his 9 wins coming by way of knockout. He had a good fight in a draw against Worcester's Kendrick Ball Jr. a few months ago here in New England. And he's back now taking on New Haven, Connecticut's Charles Foster. Charles Foster trained by Louis Rosa Sr. And in the corner of Millier tonight, it's Dickie Eklund, the brother and trainer of Irish Mickey Ward, who's also in attendance tonight. Dickie Eklund also achieved a large degree of fame as Christian Bale portrayed him in the movie The Fighter, which won all sorts of awards a few years back. This one's scheduled for 6 rounds, and a slip as Charles Foster hits the canvas. No knockdown, however. You know, it's interesting. I thought that Nathan Millier, a guy who's fought as low as middleweight, fighting here at light heavyweight would look like the smaller of the two fighters, and the size disparity isn't quite as glaring as I thought it would be. Nathan Millier really does fill out at 175 a lot better than I thought he would. Charles Foster strikes me as a big light heavyweight, though very early on in his career he fought at 168. We last saw Charles Foster in action here in a Murphy's Boxing card with a TKO winning effort over Samuel Horowitz, the Russian concussion of Chicago, Illinois. Round 1 concludes. Round 2 of a scheduled 6-rounder. This is turning out to be a very competitive fight between Millier and Charles Foster. I think Charles Foster entered this fight a heavy, heavy favorite. Nathan Millier making a good account of himself thus far. Ringside right now, John Vina, our ring announcer, is standing with me. John, what are your thoughts on this fight between Charles Foster and Nathan Millier? Nathan Millier, I was talking about in round one, is a guy we've seen fight as low as 160 pounds. I think he's filled out quite well at light heavyweight tonight. And even though he's on the losing end of some punches right now from Charles Foster, I think he's hanging in there and making this a damn good fight.
Well, judging by his record, his 10 fights, he's won 9 of them. He's got 4 knockouts to his neck. And the fact that he's really tall, he's able to stand up with Charles Foster. And it looks like he's been in with some southpaws before. He's crowding him when he needs to, and he's throwing right hands and doing some good work on the inside and on the ropes. But Charles Foster ultimately is winning these exchanges. And his right jab just really solid.
Round 2 coming to a conclusion between Charles Foster and Nathan Millier here at Plainridge Casino.
Blooded his nose.
Who did?
$25.85 and $500. So $3,085.
Okay. I'll divvy it all up. Let me call this. Round 3 between Charles Foster and Nathan Millier. In the corner of Nathan Millier, we were talking earlier, John, he's got Dickie Eklund, as we've seen some blood on the nose of Millier here in round 3. In the corner of Charles Foster, we have Louis Rosa Sr., who I think is one of the better trainers in New England. But Dickie Eklund, trainer of his brother Mickey Ward, for those 3 fights with Arturo Gatti. These are probably the 2 best trained fighters tonight in terms of name recognition for who's in the corner.
It's a nice matchup both in the ring and then outside the ring. And Dickie Eklund, he's had a history in Canada. He had a lot of fights in Canada, so he's built up a lot of contacts. And I'm wondering if that might have been one of the reasons that prompted him to work Millier's corner tonight.
You know, I never considered that. There is an odd Dickie Eklund Canadian connection. He trained a fighter from Lowell named Joey McCurdy a few years ago, who had a couple of fights in Nova Scotia, which this is all coming together now. 2 + 2 = 4, John.
In fact, one of the greatest knockouts you'll ever see was Dickie Eklund's knockout over, the name escapes me, but it was, he fought 2 of the brothers and knocked out one of the brothers severely in a fight up in Nova Scotia back in the, I want to say, the mid-'80s.
There are some vicious Dickie Eklund knockouts if you type them into YouTube, folks. Do that after you watch this fight between Nathan Millier and Charles Foster, but you'll find some good stuff.
I think the size of Foster's clearly getting to Millier right now. He's really imposing himself and using his weight. He is the really natural puncher, and you can see these punches are really hurting Millier. Oh.
Good way to end the round for Charles Foster. Him and Nathan Millier bump shoulders as the round ends. Between Millier and Charles Foster. Charles Foster, the older brother of William Foster III, a very good prospect in the featherweight and junior lightweight divisions. Charles Foster tonight looking very good himself. Charles Foster's had an interesting career. He's had some bouts of inactivity, but from his pro debut on, you could always tell the kid can really fight.
He clearly looks like a boxer that stays in the gym. I know all the boxers in Faith in New Haven, Connecticut, it's like a team program. They're in the gym all the time. They live in the gym. So you're not going to see much ring rust out of Charles Foster if he's been out 5 or 6 months.
Interestingly, do you recall you and me were the announcers for a live internet stream of his pro debut against Ralph Johnson in Hartford, Connecticut years ago. It was a rare time when you were not ring announcing and me and you were doing the play-by-play for a fight.
That is correct. A very fun gig down at the the Connecticut Convention Center.
You were also the ring announcer for his rematch with Ralph Johnson, where Ralph Johnson got heckled by someone in the front row, turned around, said F you, and threw his mouthpiece at the person in the front row and lost by DQ. That was memorable for different reasons.
Yeah, always memorable when a fighter interacts with fans in the crowd and throws a mouthpiece at the...
I'd never seen that before.
It's something you won't see in the ring, but then again, it's the theater of the unexpected, and you can always expect the unexpected.
Nice right hand by Millier. Round 4 coming to conclusion between Charles Foster and Nathan Millier here at Plainridge Park Casino. Nice left hand by Charles Foster at the conclusion of round 4. And it looks like Charles Foster is going to score a knockdown here in round 5. First knockdown of the fight. Can Charles Foster pour it on is the question. Nice left hand by Charles Foster. Snaps back the head of Millier. And Millier goes down for the second time in the fight, second time in the round. Charles Foster on the verge of scoring a stoppage win here in round 5. Millier beats the count. Referee taking a good hard look at him. He's been down twice in this round. Charles Foster comes in immediately. He wants to put him away. He wants to end this fight for good. It's been a methodical, professional fight, and Charles Foster on the verge of stopping the very tough Nova Scotia product, Nathan Millier. Nice right hand by Millier. Millier trying to come back strong here after being dropped twice. I think he might have rocked Foster with one of those shots.
Well, there's only so much when you beat on someone for so long. You're eventually going to get tired, and Foster could have punched himself out a little bit of what happened with the Joshua Klitschko fight a few weeks ago. But the heavy hands clearly getting to Millier. He looks like he's hurt, but he's just so game. That's what's making it such an entertaining fight, as one-sided as it is. But Millier is game. I mean, look at these right hands he's landing. Of course, Foster's not getting hurt by any of these shots. He's clearly in command, but Millier's gameness is really impressive to watch. Look, he's going to make it into another round.
Sixth and final round between Charles Foster and Nathan Miller. Good left hand by Charles Foster. Can Charles Foster finish the job here in round 6 after dropping Millier twice in round 5? And Foster really lighting him up here in round 6. Can he finish the job, however? Can Millier make it to the final bell? Nice right hand by Foster.
He's just mixing it upstairs and downstairs. There's no spot on Millier's body that Foster's not looking to hurt or land. He's going head and beautiful body shots, the right hook to the body. It's a nice, impressive display.
Millier is probably hurting already, but adrenaline's rushing right now. When that adrenaline's gone tomorrow morning, it's going to be difficult getting him out of bed. This is one of those fights where you hope the connecting flight home isn't too far away the gates, because that's a rough walk.
Right, and it looks like he's going to make it to the final bell, and just hats off to both these fighters. A great performance by Charles Foster, who looks to probably retain his undefeated record. And Millier did not do himself a disservice. He really showed a lot of heart tonight, a lot of grit, and he'll be back.
Good performance by Charles Foster. Great fight by both men. We'll get the official scorecards momentarily.